Hi guys, it's Izzy and welcome back to my channel. Here we are again. Yes, I do have a Disney top on. How lovely for me. And yes, my hair is getting long because we've been in lockdown for a while now and I can't have a haircut. But in today's video, we are going to be doing a book haul. I turned 21 on the 27th of May and I'm old now, so yay. And I got sent a lot of books by a lot of lovely people, and if they have like Twitter or whatever, I'll leave it on the screen for you to check out. And yeah, just before starting, I wanted to say I will be leaving resources in the description for petitions and places you can help support the Black Lives Matter movement, and I will also be leaving my TBR for this month, which is books by Black authors and specifically books about queer Black characters. So yeah, check that out in the description box. Just wanted to say that it's there for your interest. So without further ado, let's get started on this book haul. I'm gonna hold these up for like a minute and then I'm not gonna hold them up because my arms get tired. So you're just gonna have to remember what it looks like. The first book I got was Tell Me How You Really Feel by Amina May Safi, and this was sent to me by the lovely Michelle. Again, I'll leave her Twitter wherever on the screen. And this is a female enemies to lovers romance. It's set in high school, as most things are, and they're like filming something for like their final project in senior year, I believe. And yeah, enemies to lovers, female, what more could we want? Blessed. Next book I got is Anne of Green Gables by Ellen Montgomery, more specifically this beautiful version, because of course I already have multiple versions because I'm obsessed with this book. But just like, let's just take a second. And this was sent to me by a family friend, and I am so very thankful to have it because I just have it standing up on my bookshelf and I just look at it all the time and I'm just like, wow, I've been so blessed with this copy of Anne of Green Gables. I'm a big Anne of Green Gables fan, and like, how could you not want that book cover? Like, it's literally the best. Like, I love it so much. And in the same vein, I also got sent Little Women by Louisa May Alcott, again in the beautiful Puffin in Bloom edition. That's what these are called. They also do one for A Little Princess and Heidi. I loved Heidi until the disabled girl got cured, because classics have this thing about curing disabled people. So I just have these two. I might get Little Princess because I do love these so much, and Little Women is another one of my favourite classics, and that was sent to me by the lovely Michaela. And like, I just love it so much. I've sent The Last to Let Go by Amber Smith from my best friend, and this is like a hard-hitting contemporary book about a girl whose mother kills her abusive boyfriend or husband, I think, and no one really knows like the events of what actually happened and why he ended up dead and why she killed him, and it's just about her coping with the loss and the violence that her mother suffered, and obviously what her mother went through. I just hear so many amazing things about Amber Smith's book. I also have her other book, The Way I Used to Be, and I can't wait to get to both of them because I've just heard nothing but good things, so I can't wait to read them. Then so kindly sent The Grief Keeper, which has been on my list for so long. I've wanted it for so long, and it's by Alexandra Villasanti, I think that's how you say it. And this is a really interesting book. It's a story about two sisters, I believe, who are trying to immigrate to America, and it has like some sort of fantastical element wherein there are these grief keepers who take someone else's like pain and like painful memories and trauma and like keep it and like hold like safe keep it or something. I'm not 100% sure, but it just has been a book I've been so enamored by for so long, and I just have wanted it for so long because it just sounds like stunning. Next book I got was The Poet X by Elizabeth Acevedo, which I'm so excited for. I just read Clap When You Land in May by Elizabeth Acevedo. I gave it 5 stars. I thought it was stunning, like just stunning, and I really like her other book, With the Fire on High. I gave that 4 stars, I believe, and this was actually her debut, so I have not read them in order of release, but this is a book written in verse, and it basically follows a girl who uses slam poetry as a way to express herself, and I believe Elizabeth Acevedo started out in slam poetry. That was like her beginning in writing, and it's just like about a teenage girl like going through all those changes and the pressure of school and her parents, and because she lives in a black neighborhood, kind of the prejudice that comes with that and the pressure from her family. I believe they're quite religious, I'm not 100% sure, but after reading Clap When You Land I just couldn't not read this book. I've been wanting it for so long. I've been hoping to find the audiobook, but it's hard to find in the UK, and so I just decided to pick it up physically, and I'm so excited to read it. I was then sent The Love Hypothesis by Laura Stevens. This is a book that was sent to me by Sasha, so we can buddy read it together, and it's about this girl who makes a scientific discovery about something that makes you like irresistible to everyone, and she thinks that's gonna like solve her dating problems. I believe she's queer. She has 2 dads, apparently, according to the blurb, and I think it's just a book about self-discovery with a hint of science, I guess. I was sent A Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy by Douglas Adams by a family friend, and do I need to explain what this book is about? I feel like everyone, I mean, I don't even really know what it's about, but I'm excited to find out because it's like, you have to read it if you enjoy sci-fi. This is like, it's like required reading basically, and I just think it'll be really fun, and I just really want to know what it's about. Like, I'm excited. Okay, sorry for the change of probably lighting angle and everything. I needed to charge the battery, and it's now got very dark outside, so you know what, we're just working with it. My hair looks terrible, but you know what, we're just gonna roll with it. So I don't know where I stopped talking, but from a lot of lovely people, I got The Animals at Lockwood Manor by Jane Healy. And not only did I get it, but I got this beautiful like special edition that's like signed by the, like, look at it. Is it not the most like, look, I don't know if you can see that, fingers crossed, and it's got like these beautiful sprayed edges, and it's just the most stunning book I've ever seen in my life. And it's a like historical fiction novel that is set in this like old manor in the 1930s, I think it is, and it follows this woman who like moves into this manor where this like creepy old dude lives, and basically she starts to figure out that things are not quite right, and I believe it's also female, but it's like part romance, part mystery, spooky, so I'm very excited about that because like it's beautiful, it's female, it's historical fiction. Why am I going out of focus? There we go, can you see my face? apparently it's unclear on where my face is. But it's basically got everything I love, so I'm very excited to read it. And from another family friend, I got the Mating Season by P.G. Wodehouse. I think this was like a mystery. Not really sure what it's about. I just know P.G. Wodehouse is a very beloved author, so I'm excited. I was then sent The Abyss Surrounds Us by Emily Skrutsky by the lovely Boston, and I've had this on my TBR for so long, but it's kind of a weirdly hard book to get hold of in the UK. This is like the American like floppy edition, and this is basically a female sci-fi novel about sea monsters, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, like these two girls fall in love. I think one's like a pirate or something, and it just like, do I need to sell you? Sea monsters, female relationship. I'm in, like so in. And I know that Emily Skrutsky is a really talented writer, and that a lot of people love her books, and especially her female ones. So I'm very excited about that. I was then given the book by my friend, and it's She Speaks: The Power of Women's Voices, put together by Yvette Cooper, and it's basically a collection of like the greatest speeches given by women in history, which I'm so excited to read. It has speeches from like Michelle Obama, Greta Thunberg, Emma Watson, Maya Angelou, Ellen DeGeneres, Malala Yousafzai. So I'm so excited to read this. I love anything feminist, and those are some of my favourite people, so I'm very excited to read that because I need to collect all of the feminist books. I was then very kindly sent Late to the Party by Kelly Quinlan. This is a book I've wanted so badly since it came out. It only came out like 2 months ago, I want to say, ish, maybe 3 months ago. But it was super expensive, so I didn't buy it for myself. Someone did, and I am so blessed. And this is a book that follows a girl in her, I think, junior or senior year, as she realises that she hasn't really had a lot of the high school experiences, that she hasn't really participated in a lot of like traditional teenage activities, I guess, and she like makes new friends and starts like going. She's late to the party, but she eventually arrives and starts doing all these things, like more out of her comfort zone. And again, it's a female romance, and it's just like basically a rom-commy book about discovering yourself and not necessarily being a like teenager that like people expect from like movies and TV shows and books even, and it's definitely something I relate to. I didn't go to school for many years. I was homeschooled due to illness. So I definitely feel those vibes of not being like a I guess traditional teenager. So I'm very excited to read that, and it's also yellow, and yellow is my favourite colour, so it's a win-win. I was then given this children's classic, which is The Wind on the Moon by Eric Linklater. Cool surname. And this is kind of one of those like, I think it's kind of similar to like Lewis Carroll in terms of like whimsy and kind of like the nonsense kind of vibe from children's literature, and it follows two sisters who get turned into kangaroos and cause all sorts of mischief, and I think they have to like save their father as kangaroos, which sounds wonderful to be honest, and I really like this edition. I think it looks really cute. I love children's classics. As we know, I'm obsessed with Anne of Green Gables, and I'm really excited to read that because I think it could become a favourite, and I just love to read more classics. I really enjoy children's classics. I find adult classics a little harder to get through, so I don't enjoy them as much, but I do love children's classics, so I'm always trying to read more of them. Also, I feel like the red lighting is literally terrible because it's like pitch dark outside. Love England. Chloe hasn't got the memo that it's June. The lovely Gabriella sent me this beautiful reprinted edition of Inkheart by Cornelia Funk. This was one of my favourite books as a child. Like, I absolutely adored this book, and I loved the film that they made. I was so obsessed. I would watch it all the time. It was actually a problem. And this is just such a special book in my growing up. It was just always such a magical world for me to dive into, and I just loved it so much because it's a book about books and the magic of storytelling, and I just love it so much. And it's a children's book that basically follows this girl called Maggie, whose dad, when he reads stories, like basically brings them to life so he can transport characters like in and out of books. And one night he accidentally like puts his wife into a story called Inkheart, this made up world, and it basically kind of follows Meggie and her dad as they try and figure out how to get her back and discover more about like this power and this world of Inkheart, and like meet the author who wrote it to try and get more information. And it's just the most magical story, and I just love this edition so much, and I just wanted to add it to my collection, and I probably will be buying the other too because they're so gorgeous. I love them so much. I also was given the Corinthian, I think that's how you say it, by Georgette Heyer, and this is a historical fiction book, and Georgette Heyer is one of like the biggest historical fiction writers, and I have found a new passion for historical fiction. Well, I say new, I discovered it in like October, I think. So it's not like new, but it's very new for me, who up until that point for 20 years had like never read a historical fiction novel, and I'm just super excited to experience like different authors like interpretations of history. And I know that this author is very beloved, and I think she just kind of like follows heroines in their historical fiction setting, and I'm very excited to read it because I've not read enough historical fiction lately because I've been catching up on so many arcs that I haven't been reading. So I'm really excited. So I'm really excited to get back to that. And the final book I was given is The Weight of Stars by Kay Ancrum. This is a book that is definitely on my Black Authors TBR. This is a queer book written by a black author, and I'm so excited to read it. I love that it's got these like funky sprayed edges that make it look like sci-fi. And it's like a contemporary sci-fi mix, I believe, and it's about a girl who has always wanted to be an astronaut but realizes that someone who comes from a trailer park in a very poor family is probably not going to get that opportunity. And it just follows her and this girl as they kind of bond over space and their hopes and dreams and form a friendship and then something more. And I've heard literally nothing but incredible things about this book, and I'm so excited to read it. So yes, those are all the books that I was so kindly given for my birthday, and I am so grateful to everyone who sent me a book. It made what was a difficult day a lot brighter. And I also got a 6-month subscription to Illumicrate from my family, which I'm really excited about, and from a lovely, wonderful bookish family. I also got a 6-month subscription to like a personalised book subscription where they send you a book every month, like based on your likes and dislikes, and I'm so excited for that, and I'm just so very grateful to everyone who has sent me anything at all. literally. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!